Hey guys, what's up? This is James with the commentary on my Singed play. What I decided to do was just take a random solo queue game that I played a couple days ago and cast it. I tried to take some games that had more interesting early games and weren't complete snowballs, at least at the start. So hopefully this one's good. So in Champ Select, I immediately noticed that they have an Udyr and a Rumble. I thought it was Rumble mid, but it turns out Rumble's actually going top. So right here we're trying to invade Amumu's blue. And in order to prepare for this early game setup, I guess, in terms of Udyr, Amumu, and Rumble, I chose to run magic resist glyphs, blah, armor yellows, double penetration reds, and movement speed quints. It'll let me run away from Rumble and Amumu and Udyr. So hopefully I don't feed that much. What I also chose to run was 21-9-0. I kind of feel like the 21 defense wasn't necessary this game because I kind of just want to kill Rumble a lot. I don't know if this Rumble is good. So right here, Zara I think landed a root. That costs Janna her flash, so really good invade by Zara. I'm a really greedy Singed player. Like, my style has been just mocked and ridiculed by a lot of people because I take everything for myself and I really don't give my teammates a lot of farm, and I end up taking their farm a lot. So right here, instead of invading and helping my team, I'm just buying another potion because I want absolutely any edge that I can get in lane, because Rumble is a tough matchup. He has a shield, he is resourceless, which means he's just going to be able to send me back if he plays right. I don't know if he plays right or not, I forgot. So bottom lane, Nautilus starts blue, pretty standard. I don't know where Mumu started, I assume blue. So Rumble starts Harpoon, this is very standard. He misses both his Harpoons. So I also missed my last hit. Right here I'm just trying to last hit the best I can. And Singed, you don't want to push your wave early, especially because you don't know where their jungler is. Mumu could have started red and could be on his way top, but the issue is Rumble's level 2 isn't that damaging, especially if he's not building heat. Like, level 1 Harpoon doesn't really let him build heat unless he absolutely spams it. I don't know if it actually lets him build heat at all. I know his Q does, but so right now I'm just last hitting. I see him hit level 2, so I back off. He goes on me, doesn't do that much damage because I have magic res. So right here I see Nautilus coming. I preemptively go on Rumble, but what I don't see is that Amumu's right here, and I pop Ghost a bit late, and that costs me to get bandaged. So Nautilus is around here. I get bandaged. I'm going to go down. There's no way I'm going to live through this. So I just run away. Mumu flashes for me. My jungler flashes for Rumble, which is great because we get a kill. Here Nautilus almost gets caught, but Amumu's blind, so he misses his bandage. And this is like kind of pointless. But the most important thing right now is when the enemy top laner dies and the wave is like right here, and you're purple side, your jungler shouldn't push your lane. So I'm pinging him back. I'm telling him not to push lane. So Nautilus actually respects my wishes for once, and I actually gain a huge EXP and gold lead over Rumble because I get to farm all of this at my tower comfortably in safety, while Rumble is going to be like stuck over here when he comes back. So Rumble respawn, he should be Wing back to lane, but he doesn't have W, so he's going to get to lane a bit late. I spam Laugh to CS because he's probably watching me, so just do it for psychological warfare purposes. So my jungler is backing. Bottom's feeding, that's pretty normal when I play Singed. Bottom usually feeds. So let's talk about the first buy. I had about 400 gold. I didn't know really, I shouldn't have bought boots because I didn't really need them. So I just ended up buying a sapphire crystal just to have a little more mana inside lane. Right now in terms of items, there are many different ways to build Singed. Inverted Composer argues that Tyr is the best, and that's what I'll be going this game because I'm not really threatened by Rumble. Generally in tougher matchups you probably want Catalyst because it gives you that more immediate survivability benefit. And in addition, I think Catalyst is better for my style because I tend to proxy here a lot, so Catalyst just heals me between waves. The issue is right now Flask is healing me for enough, so I actually am leaning more towards Tears. So my lane is pushing. I want to get minion advantage over Rumble at all times, because if he fights me with all these minions, he's going to get chunked way harder than I am. Pings go down mid. I'm just going to keep farming. Pretty simple game. If you notice right now, Rumble's not CSing so well because he can't really CS right now. He doesn't have wards. He bought boots, doesn't really help him CS that much. So right here he's going to fail to get all this CS because he's the world's best Rumble. So right here I actually do have a ward, but I choose to go back to buy my tier. I thought I didn't have a ward and I was just going back to be safe, but I'm playing Singe, so generally I don't really go back to be safe. I go back when I buy items. I don't play very safe as Singed. What I want to do is I want to force their Mumu to come top as often as possible, and that ends up helping my team at Dragon, because if I make him come top, my team can do whatever they please, provided that they're not getting crushed in the other lanes. So when you're playing Singed and when you're like playing some tanky like bruiser up top, and you have a lot of pushing power, you want to like sort of extend your map presence to the other lanes and push as much as possible, which is what I'll probably be doing soon. So Rumble's 10 CS down. That's basically as a result of Nautilus not pushing the wave and him being screwed. So I'm just trolling him right now. I'm not laughing though. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So laughing is good. Psychological warfare is always good, because a lot of these players, when you're playing ranked, they've lost like 6-7 games in a row and they're just not having a good time. So you want to take advantage of their psychological vulnerabilities and just make them your bitch, basically. So I fling him into my minions again, auto attack him on the way out. I poison on him, so I can't really go under the turret, but I don't, maybe poison didn't get on him, but I just ult here. I all-in him here because I hit 6 and he's only 5, and I knew that my ult could let me tank turret, so I just, he tried to CS there. He actually ends up complaining in chat, so I just laugh. Yeah, I lagged here, I almost ran into the turret. I might have given him the kill there. But Singedal gives you nice chunk of AP, movement speed, magic resist, basically all the stuff that you need to take down Rumble. Rumble lags here, which is pretty unfortunate. We're all lagging this game for some reason. Nice dive on bottom. I'm starting to remember this game now. Janna gets caught, she goes down. Udyr is taking a walk. So right here, I buy Negatron Cloak. Normally I would not buy this item, but I felt like I kind of needed some like buffer in case I wasn't playing well. I'm pretty sure I wasn't playing that well. So Negatron Cloak's really good against this team, because the only champions that I'll pretty much be interacting with are Mumu, Rumble, and Udyr. And even though Udyr is going 80 this game, his Tiger Stance is still a lot of magic damage early on. The base values are really high. So now I'm basically level 6. What I want to be doing now is pushing constantly and making Mumu come top as often as possible. So I'm just going to push lane hard. Rumble also bought Negatron Cloak. It's actually somewhat hard for me to kill him now. So I just want to keep him at tower, because Negatron Cloak doesn't really help him CS. And just farm the wave. I think Rumble reconnects sometime. I see him right here. What I want to do is I want to troll him. He's only level 5, so I want to keep him away from his minions as much as possible. So right here, I don't anticipate a Mumu coming. The issue here was I didn't ward, so I think I ended up going down. I troll pretty hard here. The issue is I don't have summoners and I'm face checking a brush, so I go down to a Mumu pretty bad. I'm 1-2, not so bad. Rumble didn't get the kill. He's still very, very far behind. Zara takes a walk, but she doesn't find anyone. Nautilus is doing red. Nobody's pushing mid. He should be mid right now. So Rumble's pushing top. I'm still dead for another 8 seconds, so I'll actually miss about like half to 1 wave of EXP. I like having movement speed quints because it lets me make ballsy plays and run away from people. So I also run into lane fast. I actually buy boots. I forgot when I bought boots, just now or whatever. So buying boots makes you walk to lane faster. I'm buying Null Magic Mantle because I want more magic res and eventually transition to Merc Treads, which is really good against these 3 champions. The issue that I don't like about with Inverted's build is that you don't get a Blasting Wand. I like having a Blasting Wand because it hurts, and I like hurting people. So Having Blasting Wand is good. You only get that if you're going Roa. Some people rush Archangels, but I don't have Tear on all the time. Maybe that's because I'm probably a noob at this build. So I should be having Tear on more, because I don't really have mana issues with Flask and Tear. The way Tear works is that it gives you a ton of mana as you turn Poison on. So you basically can turn on Poison as you please inside lane, and lose mana about like at half the rate that you should be. So I noticed that my team's doing Dragon, or they're trying to cluster around Dragon. What I want to do right now is take full advantage of this opportunity to get as much pressure and farm top as possible. So what I do now is I double proxy, which means I go behind this tower. I should be laughing more because this actually makes people really pissed, because you're basically having them your way with their map. The trick here is to not take too much minion aggro and too much tower aggro, and you want to be potting up as often as possible when you proxy, because the enemy team can show up at any moment, or Rumble can show up to all on you. So if you're at half health proxying, you'll die much faster, and you'll basically not have the chance to be able to run. So nothing much is happening. I can B now, and my wave won't even touch the tower. So I'm just gonna farm wolves. Right here, I noticed that my wave is coming, so I leave the last wolf to die, and I hurry up and I try to farm this. I actually end up getting all the minions, which is good. Rumble's still stuck at turret, because he doesn't actually have items. I take a tower shot too, actually. That's really bad of me. Shouldn't be taking that. But some shenanigans happen bottom, and my team is able to get Dragon. I also feel bad for this Rumble, so I don't want to all-in him. Right here, I get a Blasting Wand because I'm growing impatient, and I'm kind of sad that my poison isn't doing as much as it should be. So, item build's kind of unconventional this game. I would get Giant's Belt normally, but I'm actually rushing Abyssal this game because it's the best MR item on Cinch by far. In terms of transition items, like, a couple people build Sunfire. I think Sunfire is a terrible item on Singed. Maybe only good on competitive play and stuff. So right here, I lag if you notice me Twitch. I ghost for Rumble, but I just laugh at him. Pretty dumb of me, but being irrational is fine on Singed. You kind of need to be. So waste of a ghost on my part. I shouldn't have ghost. Tear is not even charged at all. Like, I should have this on a lot more. I'm just like scared that I'll run out of mana for some reason. The issue with this build is that I should be using ult to recharge my mana, which I'm not, so pretty bad on my part. I'm not playing at the optimal point that I should be, but the justification is that like I'll have my Tear charged after I finish my rallies anyway. Like, I'm not planning on getting Archangels this early. Typically you get it after rallies. So right here, I'm pinging here to troll. Just keep farming. Double proxy, keep Rumble helpless at his tower. The thing about this double proxy is that you have more time to run if Rumble comes for you. The problem is you have to run through their towers. So I noticed that Amumu's here. So right here, let's see. Amumu went this item, which makes him kind of squishy, and I went these two items, which make me kind of tanky with the No Magic Mantle as well. So I actually do a lot of damage to him. So I noticed this, and I'm just messing with the Amumu. I ignite him, I fling him. I don't auto attack him during my fling, but this is enough to finish him off. I also don't laugh, which is because I'm really rusty. So ping goes down on blue. We should be getting mid turret, but whatever. So I'm just farming wolves because I don't care about my jungler, and I'm just gonna be leaving my team in this jungle. So I have Abyssal now. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I buy Merc Shreds and Abyssal. Okay, good. So, huge pickup. This basically lets me have their way with their front line. Have my way with their front line. So, I'm basically unkillable with my ult on, and they can't CC me for long, especially with my ult on. The thing with Singe ult is that unless you absolutely need the movement speed, you don't want to activate it until you're receiving damage. So I see a lot of Singe players like pop Ghost and activate ult. Like, this is an absolute waste. If you don't have Ghost, you might want to use ult. So right here I noticed that Alistar's top. He's probably screwing with my wave, so I'm just going to push mid. Zyra's coming back in the lane, but that's too bad because I don't care. So I'm pushing Zyra's wave. I'm going to end up going back top. So more farming, pretty boring game so far. I'm 2-2, which is better than maybe what I should be doing against Rumble, but whatever. So I'm becoming singed, pushing the wave, shenanigans happening middle. I'm just forcing Rumble to hug his tower because like he can't farm very efficiently. I'm more than doubling his CS, partly because he's bad and partly because he DC'd, so pretty unfortunate for him. Leave tower to die. In solo queue, you should always leave the tower to die. Don't take it yourself unless you absolutely are super behind on gold, because this denies him more minions. Like, this denied him about 3 or 4 more minions, and who knows if that'll ever make a difference, but it could. Their entire team's off the map, so of course I choose to run behind his turret and farm. I'm watching the wave on this right side, right over here, to find the corresponding location on my left side. Take another tower shot. This time I don't tank 2, which is good. I don't have much armor, so I can't tank with impunity. Shenanigans going down at the red buff. So what I noticed that now I should go help my team, because when your top laner is like this screwed, you should be helping your team as much as possible, unless you could be taking this. The issue is it's really hard for me to take this because Rumble will push W and Q and just clear the whole wave. So I actually decide to go help my team. One of the most important things about being a top laner is when to roam. The issue is, like, if some fight's happening in Dragon, you're like, well, should I farm my wave top or should I go down and help my team? The most important part is making a decision. If you don't make the decision and you just like walk back and forth over here, you're wasting your own time. And like making maybe a mediocre decision is better than just being wishy-washy and not deciding. This is like one of my few moments of selflessness, and I actually do not farm mid before I help my team. So I just show up down here. Rumble is pushing top. I sort of have my eye on Rumble. I ghost in here, land W in the middle of all 3 of them. So what happened there was, this is actually bad play on my part. What happened here was, so Nautilus landed ult and Alistar pulverized them all up. I didn't actually need to use my W. It was kind of a waste because they were all knocked up anyway. No one was actually trying to escape. So wasting my W there. The whole team actually lags here. So I actually path here for some reason. I should be with Ezreal. But my excuse could just be that I want farm. But I actually did lag. I would have helped him kill Ezreal. So, but I noticed that Ezreal's gone. He's probably running. Oh, okay. So Nautilus finds Ezreal. I'm trying to farm this as a distraction, but I noticed that the Ezreal is kind of low, and I maybe want to kill him. Mumu comes and intercepts me, lands a bandage. I fling him just for lulz. Rumble shows up, but he doesn't even want to bother. I'm going to try to troll them. Laugh. Ezreal's behind me. I don't really care. I'm running away. Mumu actually lands a bandage on me. I fling him and ignite him. That should be enough to kill him with Abyssal. So right here, Nautilus comes in. I'm not sure why, because the 2 of us can't kill the rest of them. He misses an anchor, which is pretty fatal for him. So a core part of being singed in solo queue is baiting your teammates into dying, because your teammates are not always the smartest, and they will die just because you can go in and get out, but they can't. Zyra pings me back. She wants to farm, but I know that this Zyra is really not a good player because of the past trolling in previous games, so I just take all of her farm. 3, 2, and 3, doing pretty well. High CS in the game by like maybe 60%, which is pretty substantial. So I can pretty much build anything I want that's like reasonably tanky and be unkillable. This is largely because the mechanics at Platinum 1 are pretty terrible. So I'm lucky this game that they don't last hit well, so I can build more AP. Nice Zyra binding right here. Alistar misses Q, whatever, still gets the kill. Chasing the Amumu. I show up here. I should have bought Home Guard, but I chose to spend my gold on these 2 items, which probably are better than the Home Guard. Bork Udyr is pretty scary though. He's gonna start getting fed here. He doesn't have Bork quite yet. I don't know why he's a Fairy Charm, but he does. So pointless chase by our team. I don't know why they just don't turn around and give Zyra. But Zyra was baiting pretty hard. They didn't take the bait. They were too scared. Rumble's still farming top. He's catching up to like most of the other laners in farm. But important part on Singed is like farm, farm, farm. Farm in the most disruptive and disrespectful way possible, so that the enemy team is the enemy team basically scratches their heads in thinking how to deal with you. That's why he's my favorite champ. My team gets dragon. I don't need to help them because their entire team is out of position. They probably don't have dragon timed. It's important in solo queue to time dragon, especially if you're playing jungle or support. Just farming. I should be topping myself off with the flask. Being topped off is really important. I see Rumble there. There's really no point in pushing against the Rumble. So I decide to go exploring. I'm trying to charge my tier as well. Tier's almost charged, but not quite. This is actually perfect timing for my tier because I'll get Archangels right after Rylai's. I forced flash out of Rumble and ult. It was a pretty good flash by him. He might have died otherwise. So that was actually a pretty high elo flash. Maybe. Down here, Caitlyn dying to Ezreal. Ezreal misses everything. It's up to Udyr to finish the job. So Udyr is going in. Run, Udyr, run. I don't even know what stances he's popping because everything looks the same. And he's probably going to bork her. Oh, he drops the Ignite and she goes down. Zyra right here. Oops, sorry. Udyr's pretty fast. She can't really catch him. But yeah, Turtle stance is OP with Janna's shield. So Udyr runs away. Nautilus is trying to chase them. He's actually going to flash over here, but he actually sees Amumu coming, but still flashes anyway. Amumu misses bandage toss. Nautilus misses hook. Skill shots missed everywhere. This is Platinum 1. So meanwhile, while all of this is happening, I instead choose to not help my team and just farm mid. Alistar is wise, and he comes with me, so right here, I see the Amumu, and I know that the Amumu can't kill me. So I actually want to troll the Amumu really hard because he only has this much farm and I have like this much farm. So I also know that he has ult because I saw earlier that he didn't use ult here. So what actually happens is I all in the Amumu just to like troll him. Alistar gets a huge like headbutt, really good headbutt. I pop Ghost, kind of dumb on my part because like I didn't need to pop Ghost until he ulted. So I pop Ghost early and I forced Amumu ult and flash in solo queue. This is huge because Amumu, he's basically an ult machine, and that's why people are scared of him. And that's why he's really good in solo queue because people are always clumped and out of position. So getting his ult down, like in exchange for mine, or in exchange for, I didn't even pop ult, wow. So in exchange for my like summoners, is an okay trade, but a huge misplay on my part. I shouldn't have used Ghost because the Amumu was already squishy enough. He would have used his summoners and his ult, even if I didn't use Ghost. Ignite was okay though, just to scare him. So farming resumes. I'm farming at about 100 CS every 10 minutes. That's like the goal that you want to be in a dominant Singed game. In games when you're behind, like I'll probably have another video later when I'm like super behind. Probably do that commentary next actually. I had a Riven game where I went like 0-2 immediately because I fucked up really hard. Because I'm bad at top. I'm only good at Singed, bad at top. So not much happening. I finished my Rylai's, which is my next huge buy. Rylai's is good on Singed because it doesn't necessarily augment your W, but it makes your fling slow and it makes your poison slow, so it gives you a lot more teamfight presence. Like unseen teamfight presence is really strong, like stuff that's working in your favor but your enemies don't know about. So like stuff like Poison and Aegis are both examples of this. So getting Rylai's just adds to that. It's also strong because they have a lot of gap closing champions like Rumble and Udyr who don't have dashes. So getting Rylai's and slowing them basically halves their damage because they spend half their time trying to get to our AD or get to our front line. That is if Amumu doesn't land a good ult. Their team actually has pretty poor synergy with Amumu at the moment. They have Amumu and Janna, so potential trolling. I know Rumble is pretty screwed, so I decided to help my team. We're actually getting dived here. Bork Udyr is like going nuts. He goes way too deep. So I come in, I see Janna. I actually fling Rumble, I think. So notice how like, come on, I'll replay. Oh my god. Alright, so I come around from the back. Walk in. See my team feeding. It's okay. 2 of them went down. So right here I get NATO'd. And the important part about flinging is like, you have to walk behind them to fling. So I have a perfect fling on Rumble. I actually troll our Alistar a bit. He almost dies. So, see Janna. She gets headshot by Kate. So I laugh as she dies, because I should. Right now we're 7k ahead, which means this game is pretty much over. And there's not much else to talk about at the moment. So, if anything else interesting happens... Come on, there has to be some interesting stuff. Yeah, not much else interesting happens. Team fights are pretty standard. I mean, team fight is Singed, just run all over their team. There should be a good fight soon. Yeah, so run across their entire team. Don't be afraid of 2v4. Don't be afraid to make them use summoners on you like Exhaust, because they're not using them on the people that they should be. This really only applies when you're like reasonably farmed. Cause like, I can't play Pussy right now. Alistar redeems himself. So like, team fights this game play out like this. I run in, if Udyr's pretty fed. He's like probably their most fed member, like visibly, because I can't really see the gold totals. He's been getting a lot of shutdowns on gold. So right here, this is a fight at the end. I fling Udyr out, so should get that on slow-mo. So I'm coming in. The fight's gonna break out soon. Huge tension. Enemy team's mad. They just want to go. So fight breaks out here. Mumu lands a sick ult. I fling Udyr like all the way back. He gets Nautilus ulted. Zyra lands a sick ult as well. So I get Janna ulted this way, which is pretty awkward. But I decide not to chase the Udyr. It's pretty dumb move on my part because other people are dying. As I said, I'm pretty selfish, so yeah, I just like run around and got slowed. But important thing that happened that fight, pretty much my only contribution besides poison, was fling Udyr out of position. If you get flinged with Rylai's like that far behind, you're pretty screwed. Like you can't really do much for the rest of the fight. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed my Singed commentary. Probably have another commentary soon that involves me basically getting owned early and hopefully recovering from it, because I don't do this well every game, especially against champs that are just good against Singed. So like there are many different styles of playing Singed, and this is like a style, well, basically my style of playing Singed when I'm doing really well, minus the Sheen and the Zhonya's. So hope you guys like that. Yeah, see you guys.